Hi everyone, I'm Allie with the Potomac Bead Company, and what I'm going to show you today is how to do some kidney back ear wires. So the kidney back ear wire is a nice alternative because a lot of people will come into our stores and say that they keep losing their fishhook earrings off the back. I usually do suggest taking a plastic earring backstopper, which we have in many of our locations and at thebeadco.com also. It just basically pushes on and it keeps you from losing that ear wire. However, some people, it drives them nuts to work with those little plastic pieces. So kidney backs are a good alternative. The kidney back ear wires, another version that you could do is a lever back. The lever back has the spring in the backing. The kidney backs are nice, inexpensive alternative to both of these options. And I'm going to show you how to make them too. So if you don't want to buy them, you can make them out of raw wire. And then what you do with them is you just open them up. You're going to slide on whatever you have. These happen to be some Preciosa crystal briolets. And then you just close them up and wear them as is. So they can work interchangeable, or you can take your pliers and you can just squash them a little bit. To make these kidney back ear wires, we're going to be using 3 sets of pliers. We have our wire cutters, we have our bent needle nose pliers, and we have our round nose pliers. In addition to that, I'm using 22 gauge wire, and you want to use a half hard wire, so you want to use a German style wire rather than a dead stuff like art wire. So I'm using Beadalon's German style 22 gauge wire. If you know that you want to make them a little bit thicker, you can make them in 20 gauge. However, some people have problems getting the 20 gauge in their ear. So to start out with the wire, I'm going to use a handy dandy tool, which is my Bic pen. And I'm just using a regular old Bic pen to get my first turn in it. You can also use knitting needles, or we have mandrels that you can use as well. I always have a pen sitting around, so I usually use that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a turn right in the center of a pre-cut 2-inch piece of wire. You can make these kidney back ear wires whatever length you want. In style right now are some of the 2-inch ones. These are a 1/2 inch, and then the 3/4 inch, 2-inch. So we have them in a lot of different sizes, but this way you can make them in whatever size you want. So I've bent it in half, and that's going to give me my little lever, or my little loop here that's going to sit right in my ear. And then what I'm going to do is pick up my flat nose pliers. So my needle nose pliers here, and I'm going to bend my wire. It doesn't matter which end you pick, because I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. So I'm going to bend my wire out 90 degrees away from the middle of the earring. I'm going to take my round nose pliers then, hold it right in that crease, and I'm going to bend that wire that I just bent out to 90 degrees. I'm going to bend that in towards my ear wire. That gets me my little bend that's in there, and that's going to be at the bottom of that kidney ear wire. If you want to and you don't want to exaggerate it out that much, you can take your pliers and just kind of turn it a little bit more. Once I have that, I'm going to go in with my round nose again and just bend that wire so that it is at a 90-degree bend again. That's getting that little turn inside your ear wire. With this short section here, what I want this to do is bend around so that it latches on to the ear wire portion that's going to sit in the back. To do that, I'm going to take my needle nose pliers again, and I'm just going to take my needle nose pliers and literally bend that short piece of wire right around. You can even use your hand for this. It's up to you. And I'm just going to make that nice little bend in there, if you can see there in the back, and that's going to grab on to this wire after you put it on. The wire that's left here in the back then, I'm going to take it out of that bend, and just with my hand, I'm going to bend it out a tiny bit. I'm going to flange that out a little bit, and then I'm going to cut it down to size. What you do want to do is take a burr cup or a nail file and file that down a little bit, so that way it's not going to pull at you. But that's going to make your little kidney ear wire. So I'll do it one more time for you quick. This one I'll do a little bit quicker. I'm just taking my pen right in the middle of that 2 inches of wire and bending it in half. One of those pieces of wire then, I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and I'm going to bend straight out 90 degrees. I'm going to go in with my round nose pliers, bend that short piece of wire over, go back in with my round nose, or my needle nose, and bend it straight over. The little bit of lip that's left, I'm going to bend around the longer piece and create a little stop. The longer piece of wire then I'm going to take out, and I'm going to bend it out so that way it sits nice in the ear. Tuck it into place, and then you'll know exactly where to make your cut. And there you have it. So you can make the kidney ear wires all different lengths, all different sizes, and they're nice because, again, you won't lose them off your ear like you will. And they're nice interchangeable piece of jewelry that you can wear. So you can manufacture them yourself, you can purchase them, but they're a good alternative to that fish hook, and some people like them better rather than the lever backs that have the spring that open and close. So thanks a lot for watching. Again, if you need any of our supplies, check out our stores. You can go to potomacbeads.com and check out our locations for all the different locations, or check us out on the web at thebeadco.com. If you get a chance, go to our Facebook page. Tell us what you would like to see and what you would like to see us make videos on. We're happy to do that for you, as well as watch the rest of our YouTube videos and get some awesome beading ideas. So thanks a lot for watching. Hi everyone, I'm Allie with the Potomac Bead Company, and I'm going to tell you today how to make a multi-strand bracelet go into one strand. This is a question that one of our YouTube subscribers had, Debbie Reeves, and we try to answer your questions and make some videos to answer them as well. So this is one for her. She had a question of how you get a 3-strand bracelet into one strand, so that way you can use an extender chain in case you're making a bracelet for someone that you're not sure what length you need it to be. It's a good question because there are a lot of 3-strand clasps out there, but not a lot of 3-strand clasps that you can add an extender to. So I've done one end on each of these bracelets to show you 2 different ways that you can finish it. The first method is just using 3 soldered rings. So the first rings that I have on here are soldered rings, attaching them to a jump ring or a split ring, and then attaching your lobster clasp. On the other end, we'll attach a little piece of chain for our extender chain. And then the other one here is using the 3 strands and coming into one strand, and then using a rather large crimp tube. And this is a 3x3 crimp tube.